Alright, hey, welcome in Art Peeps. Today I got a very exciting project for you guys today on the very Hungry Caterpillar, one of my absolute favorite picture books and stories of all time by Carle, the great Carle. Not only the author of this book, but also the illustrator by being able to create the story and the pictures that go along with this book. This book has been around for, I think, a little over 50 years. So it is very famous and very popular. So we are going to do our own little Hungry Caterpillar right on here. I'll draw some inspiration from in the book, so we'll look at that in a little bit. Before we get started too much, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the little bell icon. That gives you the notifications of all my videos coming out every single week. Set that to the side. On my sheet of paper in the middle, we're going to kind of do our Hungry Caterpillar in the middle and then do something and start thinking about what we can do for the background. But starting off in the middle, I'm going to kind of do almost like a snake shape that kind of goes down, up, and then down. I'm just going to do that lightly because I want to kind of have an idea of where everything's going to go. So I got that really light, almost like a little hill. So then on that line, I'm going to start doing my ovals. I'm going to do some random ovals that almost overlap each other. When I say overlap, so say I would have one circle here like my fist, the next one would kind of go on top, and then the next one would go on top, and they kind of overlap each other. So I'm going to start on one side over here and do one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and each one is almost like a backwards C. So yes, they are ovals, but like I said, they overlap each other. So you guys can start. But the reason I had that line is because we're going to follow that throughout. They all continue as we go up and down. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier to follow that line as it goes up and then down. Kind of turn them a little bit. They don't have to be perfect. And then as I get to the end over here, this is going to be our face. So this one I'll make a little bit bigger, and almost like he's looking right at us over on this side. He's definitely still the Hungry Caterpillar because he isn't quite as big as it gets to the end of the book on there. Maybe if this project goes good, I think I got to do a read along on this, so maybe I'll put that in the description when I get that one done. Then we need to give our caterpillar some feet so he can move around. So the feet are almost like little boots, they look like. Kind of goes down, over, and back up. Close that off on the top, and these don't have to be perfect. Kind of goes down, over, and then up. We'll give them two in the back, and maybe a few more in the front. Down, over, back up a little thinner, down, over, up. Cool, I like that. And some big ovals that are eyes. 1, 2, and then you can put smaller ones inside of those. A little shape for his nose. And then on top are his antennas. Almost look like bunny ears. They kind of go up, curve, and then down, up, curve, and then down. And there, just like that, we got our very hungry caterpillar. He's ready to eat some food. So now I gotta start thinking about things in the background. One thing that I really like about this book, and this book specifically, it's almost like a cardboard book. I love these kind of like gumball things, so I'm thinking about doing that on the bottom down here. So a bunch of those little shapes, almost like little hole punchers on there. I think that's how I got the idea. I love that Carle does the pictures and the artwork that are in these books. It's so unique and different than anybody else's, especially for children's book. I think just like Dr. Seuss, it kind of really stands out as his own. And I really like these, or in this book, how it has little holes for all the food little sections. And I love food. So I think I'm gonna add some of the food maybe up in the corner. I definitely gotta put that sun in there too. But I also want to show you guys as we get to the end, and he's got his holes in the giant green leaf that's over here. I want to show you how he makes these. So I actually have a little side sheet of paper. You can see all the different colors in there. Basically, he takes a really thin sheet of paper and just paints the paper, and then he takes the paper after it's all done painting. Now I just painted mine, and now it's kind of starting to dry a little bit, so I got my paintbrush that I used on there. Now you don't have to do this. I mean, you could definitely, but I just want to show you kind of the process because I was getting inspired, and I watched a video on how he did it, and it really inspired me to kind of want to do it too. So I mixed a little green, yellow together. You can see it's starting to dry a little bit, so it tends to look a little bit more like this, but it's really, really close to kind of some of those textures and some of those pieces. And I like that it kind of leaves it messy or kind of scribbly and has some tears in it, because it then makes it look a little bit more authentic, like an actual leaf. So I'm gonna go over this part with Sharpie or some black to outline yours. You can go over with anything that you guys have for supplies, and then I'm gonna start thinking about how I can fill up some of my background. So let's go through that real quick. Crayons that I'm going to use for here, but I always have a bucket of different colors sectioned apart already, but I probably got a light green, a kind of normal green, a dark green, and a yellow that I'm going to all mix in with the body of it, because I'm trying to get some of these colors in there. Ooh, it actually looks kind of like a little bit of blue in there, kind of like a teal in there. So I'm going to go through that real quick, mix those up, see how that turns out, and then probably get a red for the head. That kind of rhymes, red head. Looking pretty good on it now. I got a really good start on my picture, but I love adding some of these little details. I noticed on here that it has kind of a little highlight, almost like a highlighter going all the way around the whole thing. You can see how it kind of turns orange on one side. Maybe it mixed in with red a little bit, so that would make orange. So you can go around there, and then I love these little kind of stripes on there. So I'm gonna get my red and my blue and add some little, almost like as kind of texture or as little hairs on the outside on there with all the little colors. So I'm going to try to go through that real quick. I'm just too strong for my own good. I guess I got to get another yellow out here. Good thing I got extras on this one. All right, let's try that again without so much strength and power. Ooh, he looks so much better now. All those little details really help your artwork when you add more and more details. Speaking of more and more details, I got to do the background. Even though it looks really, really cool and I'm kind of a little set with how it looks like this, I really got to add a background to kind of challenge myself to do a little bit better. Look at all the colors that I've used just in crayons just to get through this. So you can really do some cool work with just crayons also. That's a good thing to know. So let's keep pushing through and see if we can get to the background. You like my little yellow on my finger there? Oh, that'll come off. It's just paint. No problems. Okay guys, ready for the big reveal? There it is. Bam, just like that. I love how it turned out. I love how the whole background, and you know me, even though you can't see it too much, I couldn't just leave it white. I had to add a little bit of color onto the background for his little bluish gray sky on there. I thought it turned really cool with all the different things, and it kind of tells the story as the great Carle would hopefully appreciate. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you can make your own and make it even better than Mr. Shooty's. So as always, I am Mr. Shooty. This is Mr. Shooty's Art Channel. We'll talk to you guys later.